Hey, it's Uncle Chubbs. In this video, we are going to be creating somebody from this universe of Demai, or pretty much anyone could do these steps and pretty much create their own. I'm just going to follow them out and explain them real quick as we go through them, just so people can understand why these steps are done in this spot, well, in this order. My bad. Alright, so first off, any skill, you start off with any skill more or less that you would want, and I would recommend choosing 1 to 3 just because that's more balanced. I'm specifically just going to pick 1, and I'm going to pick fishing. Actually, I'll just pick 2 and have like wine making because that'd be cool. So now I got some random guy or girl or thing that can fish and make wine. And to help with those powers, or my skills I should say, I'm gonna select water as something I also know how to control. Make my wine making and fishing easier. I do it like that so most people design their character of what they're gonna do first before necessarily obtaining the powers to do so. So I feel like if you choose what you're gonna more or less do within the world, then you can pick a power to go along with it instead of vice versa. Now, next, you could also choose more than one ability. I'm gonna just pick 1 for simplicity. You could also choose many others, but the more you pick, the more unbalanced and difficult it is to be using. But so for the next step, step 3, you will also choose some passives from your power or skills, some things that could possibly help you along within the future. Or pretty much just things that you would think that would naturally come along with it. Now, on here you don't really see a list, but that's just because the list is very long and it varies depending on what specifically you pick. And so I'm just going to write down what I would pick from the list of water. And I'm just going to pick 1 just because if you only pick 1 or 2, they're going to be more powerful than if you pick 3 or 4. And those are going to be more powerful than if you pick 5 or 6 and so on. So the passive for water that I would like, which would be very useful, is dehydration. And pretty much the control of it. I should have said and wrote that a lot better, but pretty much the idea would be you don't dehydrate, you pretty much non-stop retain whatever water you will need for any function unless you take water out of said body using your powers or someone takes it from you. And pretty much that right there connects well with my water control naturally. I don't have to do anything to do this. It will just naturally happen as I do whatever, so I will rarely ever have to drink water or do anything. It will just make my needs a lot simpler. Other passives could be chosen, like I could comprehend water skill more easily. I can have like a winemaking passive where I just fuck, my bad. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of passives. We're gonna just continue on because of the time. But the next step would be choose your weapon. Pretty much any weapon you can pick from. Range weapons, you will only start with 10 of each of the ammunition for it. So if you pick like a bow or a rock or a gun, all of it will just give you 10 of each. Not 10 guns, but 10 bullets for that gun, 10 arrows for that bow, 10 rocks of your choice. And pretty much, if you pick a non-ranged weapon, you just get 1. Well, it can be a combo weapon if you have like a chain and sickle. That counts as 1, but you kind of just start with 1 because you can purchase more along the way. Just something to protect yourself so you don't just die right off the start. Right after that, you pick your race. If you want to be a human, or cyborg, anything that you can really choose. When you first start, you're going to be more or less limited to only picking like elves, underdwellers, humans, or more or less the weaker power things, so you're not brand new and trying to control something that's hard to control. But after you pick your race, which my weapon of choice, my bad, is going to be a simple short sword. And my race will be a standard human. Well, for that right there, you could almost see anyone within the world doing this. This is actually somewhat a common setup. Not really that common. I would say it's like maybe within 10% of the population of the world, but anyone can be like this. And next, you would choose your family name. And if none would be within the list I have, which on this, I don't have the list on this paper, but then you would create your own. And then I will document it, and it will be then created and placed within the world. Now, this part is really important. This will determine where you start within the world and who and what will help you along the way. You guys aren't familiar with it, but I'll just pick the Taka clan. They are water users, simple enough, and I know exactly where they start. And then next, you create your first and middle names, if any. And I'll just pick Chubs and Unka. Unka is my middle name. And that's my character for that. We'll talk about it more in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll post more soon.